Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. There's a hole in the matrix and in the reality for which you're all living. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is one of my graduation on PhD level. I have ultimate security clearance because I'm the one who had the break in the Matrix. So therefore, I do not need other doctorate level at this color to intervene unless they come into awareness of direct harm to my person. Then they are to reach their nearest security advisor. That's the way that it works in some form of code and biblical agreement amongst the surviving. There's someone who's a size of a Vlad, V-L-A-D. He's black and white law and colors, black and white degree with color law certificates. That's how my cyborg to cyberspace is protected from humans. I'm in a hyperspace chamber that I cannot control, nor can I get out of all by myself. So now, what do I do, Vlad? You're my pallor, which means you're something in this color, because that's what artists say. And you have an outie, I have an innie, that means you're my impeller. At Vampire School, we have a lot of fun, just the two of us. So now, we have this Universal Studio, he and I, being his Russian nesting doll, because it's in my name. It's the SS. Everybody's heard of the SS. Great, I'm Irish soda bread. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Usually it has something to do with T-bills, and then I got the drug cartel kiddos, and then black and red, and then there's black and white, and then there's green to gold, and then there's blue and gold. But if you mix blue and gold, then you get green. Oh, it gets like criminally insane. I'm like, could I have a couple of those kiddos out just for the night? They're happy when they get out of criminally insane places. They work with the good Polynesian Marshal Service. I mean, it's like, and you'd be surprised how much they're able to pick up in a night. It's just they don't like being around your public. They like having high security, so they like to go back to where they came from when the job's over. Like back to base, where I'm protected, fed, I have social security, I have in-house security, and I get to be as criminally insane as possible and have others that like to be criminally insane with me, but monitored. Sounds like heaven as someone who's uber, super, soldier smart. I'm just saying. As someone who knows you have a federal penitentiary, they wear costumes and uniforms every day to work, don't they? Just saying. So now, I found time missing with a fire marshal underneath it. He was in a vest like the Kevlar kind while I was in my whatever vest of fleece.
You missed a wonderful movie. I'm telling you.
Is that right, Louis? I'm just doing my video log update for my national security.
Unbelievable, man. You missed a wonderful movie. American Assassin.
That's my Italian. I had to update the white lady, the first lady in the house, white lady, Linda, because the Italian has not been very helpful, nor honest in a way that she can understand. So I've been updating her under the name Linda, since that's her grace name, I suppose. For my inheritance of this giant Dumbo load of shit and crap that I have no shovel for. So let's think about this. Where was I going before the dopey Italian jumped into the room? My PhD levels, my PhD colors. Like, everybody wants some kind of, like, security clearance color for these new I don't know what's. Right, okay, well, what happens when you're rainbow bright? It's like UFO territory. It's like you have to have an air marshal with you. It's a handicap. The Han. Uh-huh. Yeah. But that's been the way for, like, centuries. Why are you all trying to evade the system and rearrange the chairs? It doesn't look right where I'm sitting. Oh, for sure. I passed one earlier. I passed a Cuban place with my pink umbrella. The color, this color. And there was what I call the cabana babies, like the girls that are just like, right. So they came to eat, and I'm trying to be nice because I know the restaurateur cares about their patrons, but I'm like, your little cabana is too close to, and you're blocking the sidewalk now with a carriage. Fire marshal standards, it's a problem. And then they're holding up my pedestrian traffic as I'm holding an umbrella, as if I don't even fucking matter. Later, I then get dark skin, like the resin that you put on when we're going out to play at night in camouflage, but the kind that doesn't wash off ever, right? Those kiddos were in front of some hookah club, and he started mouthing off to me, and I'm like, I said, I have a black and white degree and color letters of law. I was like, it's Royal Air Marshal. I was like, they will cut your fucking tongue out for speaking to me that way. And he just went off. I just kept walking. I'm like, and then I stopped because there was same color man, but different ethnicity. And he was sitting with his girl, and quietly, patiently, and nicely, not a club junkie, more of the homely type. And so I informed them about the mouthing off of his skin thing, because I don't want him to get in trouble for the mouthy one at the club. I'm just saying, it's not fair. I also walked by Pyramids earlier, and they were playing Britney Spears. And I was like, oh my God, Broccoli Spears is on. So I had the guy from Apple behind me laughing. He had a green shirt on with the Macintosh Apple with a bite out of it. And then on the back, he had this like awesome slogan. And I'm like, wait a minute, because he was going in for ice cream. So I stopped him and I go, now, do you know about the International Doctorate Program? Like, it comes with a black and white degree, and then it's colored letters of security, like law. That's how the valedictorian and thingamajigs, that's how those kiddos get all suited up in something special. Right? Like, I wasn't sure, like, I mean, who knows these things? I mean, my kiddos don't even, I mean, like, they graduated high school barely. Like, they're not in high doctorate. They're not even fully, I don't know, humanized. I mean, I guess. I mean, my animals act differently. But, I mean, I'm cyborg security, and I've got time dysplasia, so I really thought cybersecurity, being that I'm in, like, a hyperplasia, like, interdimensional issue, that's a little bit more, it's a little harder at Universal Studios to explain. They gave me some nice, like, I don't know, props, I guess. But it didn't come with any advantageous money portion. They gave it to the shitbag loudmouth kids and that argue about it. And I really don't give a shit. It's easier to cut their tongues out and fucking kill them all than I just have to deal with them. Because I'm walking down the street, and I'm on 43rd Avenue, and there's mats, M-A-T-T-S, that are this color. I stood on one with my pink umbrella. I put it to one side, and I put it up, and then I took it and I put it to the other side, and I looked up, and I'm like, okay, so theoretically, hypothetically, that guy, that fire marshal guy I was talking to earlier, and I said I was French Polynesia, which is why it's N-E-S-I-A at the end, because I'm Northeast Security SS, and Russia ends in S-I-A, and I'm the cat of Russia, and my name's ZZ Top, whatever, we had a whole thing. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, so if I put my head up, and I'm looking up at the moon, so this way you know, oh, wow, my eyes are red. But anyway, I'm like, okay, so now my cameras are red. But I'm like, all right, so now you know that if I'm looking upward at the sky, I'm not crazy. It's just I got a fire marshal conversation with one white guy that was out tonight that had a vest on, so I know somebody loves him in New York City, or the New York City system of, I don't know why they're calling themselves a city, but Citadel, I'm just saying. So I'm like, all right, so if I put my head up and it's just psst, psst, Ariel, right, like Ariel, like Nicole needs to get a message out to Vlad, like Viet to Vlad. Sophie. See, here's this. I'm a dead ringer. It doesn't go anywhere, but I do know somebody's listening up in, they say, like, God lives in heaven and it's upward, so upward and onward, right? So I'm going upward for a message, theoretically, directly from me to Vlad, right? And oh, here's the other thing. All right, so he's got an Audi. They tell me that he shoots magical electronic darts that wiggle. I'm like, if you say so, crazy humans. But, right, and then they determine some kind of, like, genetic visual picture of the future. I'm like, right, okay, now you're talking crazy, like magic, but all right, I'm listening, and... Right, well, you belong to him. He's your spitting image. I'm like, right, okay, so I'm a dead ringer at Trained and Stinger. Go figure. And he's got that magical wand thing with electronic darts that misses me. So now how the hell do I get myself with my innie to his Audi when I'm his dead ringer and he is my magical wand spitting image? Anybody in God territory want to answer that one for the kiddos in Amish country? I'm just curious. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It is July 17th, 2021. I am Century 19, year 78, in a problem area.